of You Ought to Know Live, and of course it's on YouAutoKnowLive.com. It's seen and heard every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and of course we're brought by the Hangout10.com network. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm Dave Serio. I own Vehicle Service Plus in Bel Air, Maryland. That's Harford County, Maryland. And I also have two of my good friends with me tonight, Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive. We're going to give some advice tonight, talk about some things that are going on in the automobile industry, and pretty much anything else that comes to mind. And we'll start off with Mr. Mike Lambert. First one up tonight. Mike, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm good. Nice to be here.
You too, sir. Good to have you. Well, Mike Lambert and his wife, Lena, are the owner and operator of the Shine Shop. And what differentiates the Shine Shop from a lot of other detailers, and again, not saying negative to other detailers, but there are some shops out there that are designed to get maybe 7 or 8 cars done in one day by maybe 3 or 4 people. And then there's a shop like yours that is just you. You're just one person. You're doing 1 car per day. You spend all day on it. And then after you're finished getting it to what I like to say perfection, you say 98% correctness, you then take care of it with a synthetic wax, or what the rave of the industry is right now, ceramic coatings.
Yeah, the latest technology is the ceramic coatings, and there's more and more and more coming out. Seems like every day, but the ceramic coatings just make it much easier to maintain your vehicle, and they just last so much longer. They last for years instead of months. So it's becoming quite popular, and it's probably, I'm going to say, well above 90% of our business right now. So it's worked out very well for us.
And the ironic thing about it is the only downside to ceramic coatings is its best upside, and that's the fact that it brings out the color and accentuates the paint. The downside is if your paint's not in good shape, that ain't good. But if your car is in great shape, man, what it does to bring out the color.
Yeah, as long as we can get the car to as close to perfect as possible, we'll do a coating on it. There are some defects that you just can't take out safely without taking too much paint off a car. So those are the kind of cars we won't coat, but we still do make them look as beautiful as possible.
And what's behind you right now?
It's a 2015 Mercedes GL, the small SUV.
Right.
And gentleman is going to retire, and he just bought this recently, and wanted it to be easy to maintain, and it sits outside because he has 2 other cars in his garage. So, and he does a lot of traveling, so he wanted it protected. So we did the Geon coating on it, the Mose Plus, the top of the line coating from Geon. So that should give him at least 2 years worth of protection.
Probably 3.
Yeah. No, it turned out really good. It wasn't in too bad a shape either, so that's good.
And people think that these coatings are like for show cars and exotics, things like that. But this is not an inexpensive vehicle by any means, but it is a daily driver.
Exactly. Coatings were designed initially for the daily drivers because of the problems they have in Asia and in Europe with the air quality. So they were designed for daily drivers. But then the show car people saw how gorgeous they make your car look. So that's when all the exotic cars and the people that really want to protect their car got involved with coatings, and it kind of moved its way in the United States a couple of years ago. And like I said earlier, there's more and more coatings coming on the market because they become so popular.
Well, I've told you this story before. You've known this story. I think Jose's probably sick of hearing it also. But the biggest difference that I think the ceramic coatings made was in my 2003 Dodge Viper. Yeah. I have a red Viper, just your regular color red for Dodge, and it was always a pretty car. It was always a show car as such. Garage kept every single day, and went out for a couple car shows and nice drives and things like that. And then when I gave that to you in 2013 to coat, I had dropped it off to you and said, do your magic. And ironically, 2 days later, when it was done and I was ready to come pick it up, and I pulled around down the road from where you work, and I saw what I thought was another car sitting out in front of your garage, and it was mine. Yep. I mean, the red was so much different than what I dropped off. I never realized that my paint had kind of like, I don't want to say faded, but it just didn't have a sheen. And the polishing that you did and the coating that you did just brought it right back out.
Yeah, just all cars. It doesn't matter how well you take care of them. After a while of not polishing them, they get hazy from the scratches, and the light just doesn't reflect as sharp as it should. So good polishing and the coating just brought it right out. Yeah, I was happy with it.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to you in just a little bit for hopefully your tip of the week, mister.
Sure.
Okay. Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. Jose Bueso, good evening to you, Mr. Jose.
Good evening. How are you, David?
I'm doing well, sir. Good to have you here. You're from Dynamic Automotive, as it says on the bottom of the lower third. DynamicAutomotive.net is the website. And you guys have 3 locations in the Frederick, Maryland area for quality import and domestic auto repair.
Correct. We do foreign and domestic cars and trucks. We're big on diesels, and we also do a lot of repairs on hybrids.
Okay, very good. You got some education for hybrids, huh?
Yeah, we've actually put out a couple of YouTube videos on repairing hybrid batteries, doing transmission services and cooling system services. So we've gotten some notoriety from that.
Great. Very good. So you handling that at your location only, or are all 3 locations proud to take them?
Well, all 3 locations are able to do all of those services, but where we kind of shine, we were able to take a battery, a couple of batteries, as a matter of fact, that were failing, take them apart and replace the cells with used cells, because there isn't a new vendor out there for cells for these hybrid batteries. But we were able to purchase used cells from eBay, insert them into the battery pack, and get that battery pack working as normal again. Wow. So, and Todd really got good at this. As a matter of fact, with the particulars in regards to the actual connections between the batteries, there are these brass bars, if you will, and they all have to be cleaned up very well so they transfer the electricity appropriately to each other. And we were able to get the battery back together, and that Prius functioned beautifully after we did that.
Well, great. Very good. Very good. That's always interesting stuff to find out what you can learn just by going on the internet. I'm sure there's some helpful hits there too. But now you've given some also, and Todd's a pretty industrious guy.
Yeah. The result was we've got people calling this shop from California, New Hampshire, Hawaii,
wow,
Puerto Rico, and we had one call us from Europe not too long ago. Todd was amazed at that.
That's neat. Very neat. Well, the guy in Hawaii, he better find somebody there on the island. He's in trouble.
Yes. Yeah, that's a long drive.
Yes. I know Michelle was saying one time we were in Italy, and I was saying it too, how nice it was in Italy and how we were thinking about, wouldn't it be nice to retire here? And then I thought to myself, if I'm going to be 14 hours away from everybody that I know and love, I'm going to be in Maui. That is one beautiful area. We were in Maui for a piece, and I was in an open air, literally open air, not even a roof, over this little restaurant area. They have a little building to walk into that you order your food, and then you sit outside, and you're sitting outside just exposed to the elements. So I said to the lady, I said, can I ask a question? I said, how many years have you been here? She said, we've been here like 5 years. I said, how many times have you had to close the restaurant down because of inclement weather? And she said once.
Wow.
Wow.
And she says, no, we have, our temperature varies between 72 and 84. Wow. That's it. I was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was 73 degrees.
How nice.
Wow.
Yes. So if you're going to be 14 hours away from somebody on the East Coast like I am, I think I'd have to go Maui. I really would.
I agree with you. The water is just beautiful. It's a very dramatic area. I knew a guy who, before it became the Napa parts dealer here in Frederick, it was called Antietam. And
right.
This fella who was the founder of that organization went over to Hawaii and ran his organization from the islands.
There you go. Not a bad deal.
That was
not
pretty good. Yeah.
I'd have to consider that myself. But you know what? It is tough. 14 must be tough.
Sorry, you broke up there.
I was saying how tough it must be to move away 14 hours from everybody you know and love and you know, make friends with all those years. If something happens, okay, you're 14 hours at the very best away, and that makes it tough.
Yeah, yeah, that distance does make it tough. Do you have a lot of family here in this area?
Not a lot, okay, because I've got a small family. I mean, we have a family reunion. We don't even have to rent a special room. We just, get a big table of Denny's and we're good.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about the 3 shops, Jose.
Sure. I'm at the Liberty Town location, which is our second location, and if you want to get a hold of me, you can call me at 301-694-6250. Our original location is in Newmarket. That phone number there is 301-694-5460. I got that one right. And the one right off of 270, the phone number there is 301-874-8833. Now that is our biggest shop. That has a 4-bay quick lube facility up front, a 9-bay general repair shop, and Mike Lambert's favorite car wash, a 60-foot soft cloth car wash there in the rear. And that's a 7-day operation for the quick lube and the car wash. The repair shop is open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday.
Now, we're testing you right now. Were you listening to WFMD Saturday?
I was.
And you heard about the comment that Mr. Mike made about your car wash?
I did. Yeah.
Good.
That was good.
Mike called me up the night before, and he goes, I think I want to talk about car washes. Right? I said, okay. I said, we're doing this in text form. And I said, okay. I said, I'll call Jose and tell him the phone is asbestos underwear.
Yeah, I was.
And Mike said it won't be.
I almost called in too because I was driving and I had my headset on there and I was trying to fiddle around, but I thought no, I better not. I better play it safe here.
Yeah,
but tell you the truth, that sounded really good. I'll tell you, Dave, your show sounds fantastic, and I enjoyed it so much listening in. And of course, I used to listen in at 11 to 12, but now it's moved from 10 to 11.
Right.
It's a little earlier. Yeah.
Not next week, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, WFMD broadcast will also be in Florida. We're doing the 10 to 11 hour. I've picked up a station that I used to be on in Florida, but now that station has expanded. I am extremely excited. I'm going to be on Orlando's #1 sports talk show, a sports radio program, and they now not only have an AM station, which I've been on, AM 740, but they also now simulcast on FM 96.9. So the radio show in 2 weeks, the 19th, will be on WFMD also, but it'll also be on the Orlando radio station at the same time.
Wow, that's great. And also going to go FM too, huh?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be simulcast on the AM and FM down there too, so that's great.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, let's get back to Mr. Mike because he wants to talk about car washes, and we're going to give you a plug, okay?
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Jose. We'll be back with you, buddy. Mike Lambert, once again, from the Shine Shop. See, he was listening. We weren't sure.
Good. That's why I talk nice about it.
That's not the only reason why you talk nice about it. You really do feel pretty good about their car wash. As far as car washes go, you know how well Jose keeps his clean and going.
Oh, absolutely. It's immaculate. I mean, I know it, and I know just from talking to Jose and meeting him that it's not that way just for that show.
Right.
So, yeah, I would take my car there when I get old and crippled and can't do it myself anymore.
That's good.
Jose has a customer in a year or so.
Yeah, another year. Another year, I'll be out there.
All right, let's get
him a couple of free car washes just so he does that.
There you go. We'll set him up. All right, Mike, let's do our tip of the week. You want to talk about how we can keep our cars clean during the wintertime when you actually do have winter. Now, I'm down in Florida right now. I'll be back up for the holidays, but I'm down in Florida right now where we had to fight a horrible 73-degree sunny day. But up there, it's getting a little chilly, and it's also getting to a situation, even though it's going to be 60 on Saturday, you're getting into a situation where cold weather's coming, and you don't want to go out there and wash your own car on a 30-degree day. So what's the best way of handling it, Mister?
Well, like we talked about Saturday on the radio, there's none around here anymore, but there's self-serve car washes where it's basically you put your money in a machine and you have a pressure washer kind of deal. The only thing I caution about those is the brush that's usually hanging on the wall or sitting on the ground. You don't want to use that to scrub your car with. So if you're energetic enough to go out in the cold weather,
tell them the reason why you don't want to use that brush.
Well, if it's been on the ground, you don't want to pick up any dirt from the ground and rub that in your car. And then you don't know who's been in front of you. It might be the guy that goes four-wheeling, and that's what he uses to scrub the wheel wells on his truck. Right. So it'll never be clean. So it's always safe to just take your own bucket and your wash mitt with you. Put up in the cold weather for 15 or 20 minutes, and you're done.
Right.
Then there's the automatic car washes. The touch-free ones are very good for people that can't find a really nice car wash like Jose's in their area. The touch-free ones, and they also have a dryer at the end. And I tell people, make sure you get the under-car wash wherever you go.
Undercarriage, yeah.
Yeah, and then get the wax. That's certainly not going to hurt anything, and it won't even hurt a car that's got a coating on it. It's not like you're hand waxing your car. It's just a little extra layer of protection for the winter. And then we have the facilities like Jose's, like we have around here, the Whiz car washes and things like that. And I always tell people to look for one that's well kept on the outside, because if they're taking the time to keep it appearance-wise up from the outside, then they're pretty well going to take care of the inside too. So that's what I tell people to look for.
Very good. Now I'm going to put Jose back on the line, because I want Jose to describe, if he'd be so kind, exactly how his car wash works and what kind of materials actually touch the car. Can you do that for me, Jose?
Yes. When your car enters into our car wash, there is a special component that flows onto the vehicle. It looks like soap, but it's not just soap. It's actually an activator, and it's a lubricant at the same time. So, and you can actually add polishers to this mix. So that will coat the car. At the same time, the cloth is getting coated with this stuff, and it all blends in as it goes through what we call the mitters, which are the things that spin around sideways. And then it goes through, well, actually, those are the wraps. And then it goes through the mitter, which is like a curtain, if you will, that rubs side to side. That is a very, very fine microfiber cloth. And that is also getting coated with this soap polish, if you will. That's the cleaning agent in this effect. And as it goes through the mitter, then it goes through a cycle where additional coatings of soap that are even more bland, and that washes the car even more. Then as it goes through the second set of wraps, there is a rinse agent and a wax that pours onto the car. And as all of this is occurring, underneath the vehicle there are jets that are spraying high-pressure water, rinsing the under chassis and washing the under chassis of the vehicle. Mm-hmm. And as that is also occurring, there are special brushes that are coming in and swirling the tires, the sidewalls, right, very gently. Again, these are not real hard scrubbers. These are microfiber type of brushes, and you have a set of jets on the pivots right next to the car. We call them rocker sprayers, and they're cleaning the very bottom panels of the car, the rocker panels, and inside the wheel wells, and they pivot and rotate at the same time, and they do a good job of getting that very difficult grime that gets attached to the inside of your wheel wells.
Sure.
So it's a very, very detailed car wash. Now, this whole contraption in our car wash is called the Spider, because it does a whole lot of washing in a very short length of travel. Most of your car washes are 100 feet long. This one is only 60 feet long, so it's got to do a lot of intensive washing in just a few feet. And
this is one that you actually drive through.
What's that?
This is actually a car wash that you drive your car through. You're in the car.
Yes, you drive through. It's pulling your car via a roller, and it's actually kind of fun because we've added LED lights. It's almost like a little ride. The kids always love it, and you know, young kids just get a kick out of this thing because there's so much action going on all around. And as you go through the rinse agent and the wax, then the blowers kick in, and we've got 5 blowers. Each one of them is blowing about 150-mile-an-hour winds on your car from 5 different angles, and that gets most of the water off of your vehicle. But then as you pop out, we have a couple of guys that will towel dry the vehicle with Microsoft towels.
Very nice. Well described. Very good. You know your car wash, mister.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and you know, that's the washing portion of this car wash. The water that we use to wash the vehicles goes down into the drain, into the trough. It goes through a set of pipes, and it enters a tank where all that sediment sort of settles out, and then it flows into another tank. The same thing happens in that second tank, and then it flows through a third tank, and you can actually use that third tank as reclaiming water to wash your vehicles. That third tank actually saves you on your water bill. And then from there, it goes out into the city sewer.
Very good. Well, we're going to talk in just a moment. Mike and I are going to talk about our experiences as car wash as kids. Did you remember us talking about that on the show?
Yes. Now, I've also had experiences when I was very young, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to call in last Saturday, working at a car wash. But I want to hear you first. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell us. Tell us about your experience.
My first job was at Speedy Car Wash on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring.
In Silver Spring, Wheaton area, right?
Yep, and now that was a busy car wash, and back then we had chains that would hook up to the car, and we did on an average of 300 to 600 cars a day on any given weekend. Yeah, it was a very, very busy place, especially wintertime, and as you all know, wintertime is car wash season.
Yes, sir.
It was very much like an assembly line work, and as a newbie, you would enter into that environment, and they would give you a couple of towels, and you were towel drying those vehicles as they came out.
Right.
And you never got cold. Even though it was 40 degrees outside, 35 degrees outside, you were working so hard that you never got cold. You were wearing a T-shirt, and those cars just kept coming through, just like the movie Car Wash.
Very good.
Your next...
we never worked at a car wash, but Mike and I are going to tell you now our experiences. You may have heard this on WFMD on Saturday. But Mike, you and I lived the very same childhood when it came to car washes. Both our fathers took their cars to automatic car wash. Yours was Whiz Car Wash in the Dundalk area, and mine was Whiz Car Wash in the Towson Loch Raven Boulevard area. And I mean, one of my fondest memories as a kid, this is no exaggeration, because this tells you how many things we did not have to play with when we were kids. You know, as a comedian like Red Green once said, these kids today have iPads and iPods and all this. We had a stick. You know, very similar to that. We had a stick, and then when we got a chance to go to the car wash. And it was a big deal. I mean, if my dad went to the car wash on Saturday morning without me, I thought, my goodness gracious, I'd never speak to him again. And there were 2 reasons. One, the piece of bazooka gum. To this day, I still chew bazooka gum because of Whiz Car Wash on Lock Raven Boulevard. And the second reason is we get to hit the button or the polish, and we get to see the car, our dad's car, going through the car wash. I thought it was just so neat.
Yeah, I was just Whiz Car Wash, which is still around, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, it is.
It's just, the whole thing about the guy. I used to always want the job. The guy out back was the first guy that had like a steam pressure washer that would do your wheels and your tires.
Right.
The guy would, he would crawl underneath the car and hook the chain to it. I just thought that was the coolest job to have.
Can you imagine nowadays if they still had the hook chains up to these cars?
Oh my God, yeah.
All these front-wheel drive and plastic bumpers, they just have to push them through the wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just, I remember, you get a knot in your stomach waiting for the car to get to the red button because you didn't want to miss hitting the button at the right time, and the lights would flash and the hot wax would come down. It was just the coolest thing.
It really was. And I mean, it's nothing like it is today.
No.
I mean, they didn't have the lighting or anything like that, but it was still, there was very little entertainment in our lives,
It's an event.
Yes. Yeah, it was an event.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You would sit in line for an hour on a Saturday morning, and if it was a nice day in the wintertime, that's an hour wait in line. That was, the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a good time, and I tell you, I still remember these days. It was a great time, and we used to look forward to it. My dad would usually get his car washed every week. Okay,
Yep.
We made it a Saturday morning ritual.
Yep.
I know that there was a bowling league that wanted me to bowl in their league, but it was Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and I said, no, I got the car wash to go to.
Yep.
I was 9 years old. I got better things to do on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was a blast. It was a blast. Well, thank you, Mr. Mike. We appreciate you being with us this evening. Your contact information is 410-833-1632. And the website, which is right down in your lower third, is theshineshopAutoDetailing.com. Lane has done a great job on that site. Not only does it have a lot of information about your business, which includes your pricing and also the type of coatings that you do, the type of synthetic waxes you use, and also, of course, the type of detailing you do. And it also gives information about other people in the business that do other types of work that you recommend, people that you use in the business. But it even has a do-it-yourself section.
Yep. Yeah, we have a pretty. It's not an expansive section as of yet, but we're working on it. But it has some basics on there for people that like to do things to their cars themselves, and it helps them out. So. Very
good. And you have a gallery on there also, which has pictures of automobiles that you guys have detailed over the years. Pretty much an extensive exotic list of cars, as well as daily drivers like the Mercedes behind you, or a Honda Civic, or a Honda whatever. I mean, it's amazing how many daily drivers come to you now. Would you say over the last 2 years that's changed a lot?
Yeah, it has. The more people are finding out about coatings, and to be honest with you, a lot of it's because of the radio show, which has really helped us out. It's becoming more of, we're getting a lot of people that are buying their last car, and they want it protected as much as possible for as long as possible. So they're spending the extra money instead of waxing it every couple of months, having to worry about that if they can't do it outside themselves. Now they've got an option that makes it much easier for them to take care of their car and last a whole lot longer.
Very good. Well, Mike, I appreciate you being with us this evening, as always, on Tuesday evening for You Ought to Know Live. And we'll look forward to talking to you Saturday morning with your helpful tip of the week. And it's enjoyable to have you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, let's say goodbye to Mr. Jose Bueso. Once again, Jose, always a pleasure to have you. Sorry that you had such a bad computer day, but I'm glad you had a great computer night.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I actually figured out one of my problems just sitting here, and it's going smoother already now that I've done the show. Things are going to be roses.
Good. DynamicAutomotive.net is the place to go. And I got a question to ask you. Since you now have the wheel spinning at your shop,
yes,
do you want to stop talking about the 10% off the top and just let people know that they can spin the wheel for whatever discount they get?
Oh no, let's keep the 10% in there also, and let them spin the wheel. I have no problem being on sale for different levels.
Okay. They get the 10% off, and they still can spin the wheel.
Yes, absolutely.
Great, very good. I wanted to clarify that so I didn't make a mistake next week, and we'll do that. And the great thing is, people in Florida are going to find out about your business in 2 weeks.
That's going to be nice, yeah.
I mean, you never know. A lot of snowbirds down here, so there'll be a lot of people maybe listening that may live in the Washington, D.C., Frederick, Maryland area.
That's true. Yep. You know, Dave, I'll tell you, your show, you really do a nice job announcing. You really make it look easy. You really do. It's very well done.
Well, thank you. I enjoy doing it. You know that. And I'm looking forward to being down here in Florida, but being up in Maryland also, and doing all the stations. And going to try to expand it to a number of stations here in Florida also. So we have, right now, we're going on our 4th station, and hopefully soon we'll see something else. And I never know.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Jose. All right, I'm going to say goodbye, let people know about my radio show. It's every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can watch and listen to the show on the web at daveserio.com. And if you go on daveserio.com, just like it is in my lower third, you can even get information about the free YouAutoKnow app that will allow you to watch and listen to the show from your smartphone or your tablet directly, and also get the newsroom and lots of other features that we have on the app, and it's absolutely free. So we hope you get a chance to do that. And by the way, just a reminder, if you happen to go into any of the Dynamic Automotive sites, we were just talking about that, and you mentioned my name, Dave Serio, or the radio show You Ought to Know, then you will get 10% off your service ticket, parts, and labor, and you'll still get a chance to spin the big wheel for another discount or prize. So it's all good at Dynamic Automotive, any one of their 3 locations. 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., daveserio.com, and also on 3 Baltimore stations in the Maryland area, and coming up in 2 weeks, station added in Florida. For everybody else, thank you so much for being here this evening. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Jose. And we look forward to having a number of other guests with us next week. We'll be live. If you've been watching this on archive, we'd love to have you join us live next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, you're always welcome to watch it on archive also. Thanks for being with us. DaveSerio.com, VehicleServicePlus.com. We're part of the Hangout10.com network. On behalf of Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive, I'm Dave Serio. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon.